Hello guys, Brother Remember Mars here, giving you an online commentary for a 2v2 31K battle on Rome Total War. Here's myself, Brother Remember Mars, who has brought the Julli Romans. I've brought your standard bulk 31K build, which is 6 Praetorian Cavalry and 14 Urban Cohorts, all gold, with the exception of my general, who is well upgraded with 2 chevrons to boots. So my build basically is a loose formation 7x2 build, and basically I've done this because I can basically split my armies up, I can go in different directions, I can retreat, I can maneuver, and I could be a bit more organized with how I can do things. I can also attack from multiple angles, and because these guys are in loose formation, I can put these guys into tight formation and make sure they're set for any cavalry hits. And also, by doing this, I can cover more ground because they're in loose formation. Also, it's good for baiting enemy cavalry, and hopefully in this battle I'll be able to do some work. Alright, and my teammate is Brother Remember Aurelius, who has also brought the Julii Romans. He's got 6 Praetorian Cavalry, each with a experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack, which makes these somewhat considerably strong cavalry. He's got 13 urban cohorts, 4 pilot shield units, and 1 legionary first cohort. So this legionary first cohort will give extra morale to his troops and basically cause them to fight longer and harder and make it more resistant to enemy cavalry attacks. So he's got a single army build. Oh, I have a somewhat spread out but changeable and splittable build. Right, and on the other team consists of Brother Remember Mad King, who has brought the Brutii Romans, and he's brought the standard 31K build. He's got 6 Praetorian Cavalry, what looks to be gold, which makes them bulk cavalry. I see he's got 1 or 2 chevrons on some of this cavalry, so that means that the upgrades are well reversed out. He's got a single army build right here, a single body. Got 3 pilot shield units to absorb the enemy pilots, and he's got his urban cohorts well spread out and well in depth. Right, so he's got a chevron in his general. This is used to protect the generals. And on the other team, his partner consists of Brother Remember Lando, who has brought the Scipii Romans. He's got 5 Praetorian Cavalry. It looks to be gold with a few upgrades on them, maybe a chevron or 2 on them. He's got 3 Archer Auxilia, and it's got silver attack and bronze shields, so this means that they're mainly used for attacking. And he's got what looks to be 12 urban cohorts with 2 pilot shields right here. It's probably going to go into Testudo. So that's all the team players, and hopefully this battle will be a good one. Right, so to start off the battle, while I was actually deploying, I actually wanted to put my general in between these 2 urbans right here, because I was actually thinking of splitting these 8 urban cohorts over here into 1 army, and then these 6 over here into another. So I'm going to quickly advance my first army up, and my second army will follow. I'll keep my cavalry a bit behind, because I don't want Lando's archers to try and shoot me. Anyways, while I'm advancing, Lando is also advancing. He's an extremely aggressive player. He's moving his archers up. He's moved his army up rather quickly, and him and Mad King are rather separated, but it's a bit too early to be doing anything. So Aurelius is going to move up, try to get as close as he can to me. It's a team battle, so you might as well stay as close as you possibly can to your ally. Right, so basically my strategy and tactic over here is to basically use what urbans I have as basically 2 main forces. So I'll have my main my little holding force right here, It's not going to be as strong as the other one, but it'll definitely hold. So what I'm going to do is, since I'm doing a flanking attack, I'm going to basically reinforce it with my cavalry. I split my 8 urbans into a army A, B, and C. So what I'm doing here is I'm allowing myself to get more and more cover. And because my guys are in loose formation, well, it's better for skirmishing. And because I have my cavalry right here, it's not a very smart move for anyone to charge head-on, unless they have infantry backing them up. But because my stuff is so split, and because I have a nice adequate amount of urbans, it's not a very good idea. So my ally Aurelius is bringing over his cavalry. He's thinking I'm going to be going very aggressive over here. It's probably a good idea if he joins in on the attack. Right, so I've moved in my urban cohorts right here. I'm being extremely aggressive with Mad King. Mad King's doing a very smart decision, and he's basically split his army up and spread out his urban cohorts so he can try and match my formation so he doesn't get engulfed. Things don't seem to be going good right now because my guys are in loose formation. They are better at skirmishing at the moment. On the other side, Lando is being extremely aggressive. He's just done a flanking maneuver right here. So by doing this, he's got a good angle on Aurelius so far. And yeah, if he really wants to, he could really push into the sides, cause a big nuisance, route the units. But because we're going so heavy over there, it's probably not a good idea to leave your ally alone. Right, so Lando's gonna bring his cavalry over. He wants to try and help. Right, so Mad King's going in for a little charge right here. He's not using all of his cavalry, he's just using some of it. Right, so I've split up my cavalry right here, making sure I can attack at multiple angles. Right, Lando's being extremely aggressive. He's done a flanking motion and now he's really pressing down on Aurelius. Good thing about Aurelius' positioning is that since he's so close to me, he can get some help and help me out. Alright, so Aurelius is going for a nice charge over here. Gonna try and rout or damage as many urbans as possible. A bit of a weak charge, didn't really do much, but it still caused some damage. Right, so basically what I'm doing on this flank is I'm basically harassing the Mad King, and I'm basically causing a lot of troubles for him. He's trying to use up all my pilas over here. I put some of my units at the tight formation because I don't know whether cavalry is going to charge through. Right, so I'm sending these 3 cavalry right here, going in for a little splice charge over here. I want to try and take out as many isolated units as I could possibly do. A bit of a weak charge, but I was still able to rout 1 unit. Right, so Mad King's doing a wonderful move right here. He's going in for a hammer and anvil charge. His cavalry right here being a anvil and his infantry being no, the other way around. No, it's correct. Yeah, his infantry being the anvil and his cavalry being the hammer. So they're gonna rout a few of my units, and because my cavalry are a bit further away because I don't want them to be engulfed by that many cavalry, they're a bit further away. Right, and on the other side, we have Lando pressing hard on Aurelius. Also, things don't seem to be looking too good on Aurelius' flank because Lando's infantry look to be larger in bulk and number. But Lando's cavalry, Aurelius' cavalry seem to be routing the flanking units of Lando. Right, so that was a very effective splice charge. Seeing the amount of cavalry over there, I'm going to charge my infantry in there, try to get them stuck. I'm going to charge my 3 over here, get more ground. I'm also going to charge my 3 over here. I'm going to go straight for his general, see if that does any work over there. Right, so Aurelius is going to go in for a little charge right here. Going to try and get a few units over there. It's a good charge, managed to splice a hole through the center. Honestly thought he should have charged into the bigger bulk, but it was still a very good charge. Now that the empty is open, now that the center is open, I'm gonna focus my cavalry over here. Gonna go for that big bulk force right there. His general's right there, so that means that it's empty. I'm gonna leave this flank alone because I know it's kind of a lost cause. Right, so I'm gonna pull my cavalry out. I don't want to stay there for too long. Now I have another set of cavalry going in for the general, making sure I'm hitting at all times. Right, so Lando's going to go in for a nice counter charge right here. I'm going to send my remaining cavalry back in. Make sure I get that full cavalry charge bonus. I put my units into Testudo over there to keep Mad King's cavalry at bay. Right, so Mad King and Lando are really pressing down on my cavalry right here because they're coming in from all angles and I don't have enough troops over there. I'm probably gonna lose a few cavalry over there. Right, but Lando's flank seems to be getting engulfed by Aurelius. Aurelius is really doing a good job over here. He's going behind the enemy troops. He's just hitting them at all places where it hurts. He's going straight for their Archer Auxilia. Archer Auxilia can't really fight well against Praetorian cavalry, so they're gonna end up losing a lot of casualties. Right, so I've turned my army a bit. I want to make sure that I can protect Aurelius' flank while killing off some of the troops that are on my side. Put my guys into tight formation so they can withstand cavalry attacks a lot better. And Lando's cavalry has just attacked my remaining urban cohorts. Things don't seem to be looking too good on this flank. I pretty much lost all my urbans over here. Lost pretty much all my cavalry. Just trying to clean up the remaining rest I see. I need to preserve my cavalry. Make sure that I have enough. Right, so because my guys are spread out like this means that it's kind of hard to hit them all at once. And sometimes if you get in between the cracks and you don't really hit anything, they can engulf your cavalry and you can end up routing like you saw right there. Right, so Aurelius has managed to rout pretty much all of Lando's infantry. I pretty much saved some of my cavalry, but all my urban cohorts are dead over there. But I still have quite a few from over here. Right, so seeing Lando's cavalry over here, initially, what I thought was Aurelius would charge over here and actually get the rear of them, but yeah, since his cavalry are really tired and they're in wedge formation, there's lots of cavalry coming in. I'm tired. The plan utterly failed. Right, so Mad King has gone for a little charge right here, and it's a very precise charge. Managed to rout Aurelius' general, was caught off guard, caught alone. Right, so Aurelius is going in for a counter charge right here, but he's a bit too late. His cavalry was a bit too slow on that charge. It's a thunderous charge, but at the end of the day, there's just too many things over there. Right, so since Lando has way too many troops over there, Aurelius is going to do the smart thing and try to back off. But unfortunately, because of the amount of momentum that Lando's troops have put into Aurelius' cavalry, he's unfortunately lost a few cavalry. Right, so now Lando has a bit more troops left. But because my guys are warmed up fresh, we actually might have a chance because most of the enemy troops are tired. But they still have lots of cavalry, so it's 50-50 at this stage. And so that was a thunderous cavalry charge by both Lando and Mad King. Good set of teamwork right there. Right, so Aurelius has got back some of his cavalry, but they're really pressing down on us. That was a good splice charge right there, getting cavalry attacks from all angles. Aurelius is going to charge back in again, but his cavalry are really exhausted, and their morale is basically dead to the point where anything will probably kill them. Alright, so Aurelius has lost pretty much all of his cavalry. Right, so Lando's general has just been killed. Our infantry compared to their infantry is in a lot better shape. Our infantry is more fresh, while theirs is a bit more tired, winded, and shaken. Right, so Lando's going to go in for a charge. I'm going to use my general as a last-ditch effort. Because my guys are fresh, they should be able to hold them, but because of the momentum of the cavalry, it's too much. It's too much for my army to stop right there. And even battle-damaged and tired cavalry, they can have a massive impact against fresh infantry. That's how powerful the cavalry is in this game.
Your army are running. They almost deserve to be slaughtered.
Right, so because of the momentum and because of the sheer power of the cavalry, it was able to completely rout our troops. Right, so it said it was an average defeat. I would have thought it was a close defeat, but good game to myself, obviously, because I played the game. Good game to my ally Aurelius. Good game to Lando. Good game to Mad King. You know, I thought that split army would do a lot better because it had a bit more ground. But if I was to really say things to improve that build or try to do better in that game, it was probably to probably skirmish a bit more and you know, not be too aggressive with that army that was super far away from me, and make sure that the infantry was a bit closer to each other so the flanking attacks wouldn't happen. And a big thing is, if you're going to go after enemy cavalry, make sure you have some sort of support and tell your ally ahead of time to attack this spot or to do this, so you don't end up losing a lot of your cavalry. So although it was an average defeat, it was a good defeat, and I feel like not only have I learned from this, but it will allow me to use split builds a lot easier, and I hope you guys will take that into consideration as well. So this is Brotherhood member Mars saying thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this battle. Let's see the statistics. Yeah, we just died. We just died. Yeah. No, enough said. We just died.